Everything's live.
All right.
We're doing a podcast and looking out into the beautiful streets of Dublin. We're on location here, coming to you live from Dublin with Shane Daniel Byrne.
Dublin's sweetheart.
Yeah, that's good.
The Queen of Dublin himself.
Let's address the important things top of the podcast.
Yeah.
I had to ask for my own water.
You did.
No one offered me it.
Yeah.
And he said, do you want to do the podcast tomorrow? I said, yeah, that's great. I was looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I sent a gingerly voicemail. And then he said, okay, cool. Can you bring your own chair?
Yeah.
It's the chair from my house that I bought. Well, you did give the option of getting cozy on the couch.
I said we could get cozy
I
if
know,
you
but
wanted
then
to
it would
get
be
cozy.
too like...
Yeah.
There's a lot of that. There's a lot of moving. This way you've got an eye on us the whole time.
Yeah.
And you can see what we're up to. And we can't pull any...
And
I'm
quite-
nervous for this podcast.
You're on a
Why?
pedestal quite
Why?
a bit.
Because yous are bold and I am Dublin's sweetheart.
Bald?
you're
Bald?
Bold, naughty,
Bold.
naughty.
I thought that was very rude of you to come in with your hairline and be like, because yous are bald.
Well, I didn't, and then you insulted me.
So now that's just because there's been now a litany of crimes against you so far. Number one, you've been asked to bring your own chair like a fucking peasant. Bring up your own chair because we're not seating you. That's a fact.
Yeah.
We don't have it in the budget.
You have
to
high
seat
stools there. We could have all sat at them, but
We could have done the Breakfast Bar podcast, but I didn't like the thought of that.
the aesthetic would be off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas this looks great.
I think so.
So you bring your own chair, then the water. No one got you what. We were all getting ourselves. We were filling ourselves
Various
up like we were
cups
all,
on the go.
like we were all the king of France. Everyone had their own little potion. Nothing for you.
But I got you a turmeric shot.
Is this a thing you do, isn't it?
Would you like to do a turmeric shot with the
Yeah.
boys to start the podcast?
I actually genuinely do love them.
Yeah, should we do
Yeah.
this?
Juice from pineapples.
Juice from pineapples.
Yeah.
Which I
Turmeric,
feel like they
lemons,
could
and black
say
pepper.
pineapple juice.
Yeah,
From the
juice
ingredients
from
there.
pineapples.
It says
Probably
juice
a
from
reason.
pineapples,
Pineapple
turmeric,
juice.
lemons, and black pepper.
Okay.
Should we give it? Did
Yeah.
you say pineapple juice?
No, I think that's what you thought, and it is what I said. Okay, so what we're going to do here is, and we're going to cheers, and then everyone's going to say something that they want for the new year.
It's March.
That's going out very far.
It's March.
So everyone cheers, and just everyone then
Stop pushing my hand into
just,
cheers.
Just bring it in. Just don't resist, and then just neck it, and then say something you want for the new year. Be closer to my father.
A glass of water.
I'd like to be closer to Mike's father.
You'll stay away from my father. Thank you very much. But
Well, thank you for coming and thank you for bringing a chair.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me. I was genuinely delighted. I was like, oh, cool. I feel like one of the cool UK comics.
Yeah.
Oh God,
'Cause
do we
these
all
are
have
wild-
yellow tongues now?
Do I?
Yeah.
I'm just going to do like this for the rest.
Yeah. Keep yourself hidden.
Go on, yeah. Next question.
Next question, please. No, Dublin's sweetheart, the angel of
The
the
South.
Liffey.
Sure.
The angel of the Liffey.
Sure, if you want.
But yeah, so this podcast could be, do you know, like I've been getting into professional wrestling recently. Like, it's just I'm 33. I'm like, it's about time I grow up and get into professional
I
wrestling.
feel like that's after getting cool again. I feel like it's a new thing. It's like listening to folk music or something now.
A little bit,
It's
yeah.
like a cultural excursion. It's a
Yeah.
thing.
It's
People
like
are doing
listening
it
to
now.
folk
Yeah.
music.
Like it's like the way that comes in and out of trendiness. I feel like the professional wrestling has become a cool dude.
It's a matter of time before there's
Yes.
Gaelic speaking wrestling on
Yeah,
TG Car.
that's exactly the kind of thing.
yes.
Yeah.
and Pog Mahone, fucking bang.
That's
Yeah.
your best Irish you have.
That's
Pog
as good
Mahone.
as-
I was trying to find like a, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
no,
what would a
Pog Mahone.
wrestler say? They would probably say that.
Kiss my ass. Yeah,
Kiss,
okay.
Yeah, kiss my ass.
That's what.
That'd be.
Why'd you have to do that?
I don't know why I did that. And my people have already abandoned your people for 3 generations,
Yeah.
and now I've said
It's your
this.
fault I don't speak Irish.
No, but I think a lot of the time, if you
Did you
listen
say
to the
something?
podcast,
Sorry, I'm distracted.
if you listen to the podcast, then there's going to be a lot coming at you here, information-wise and tone-wise, and it'll be a lot of battling between us for
A
your
lot of
attention.
vibes. And for your love, I would say.
Yeah, and for your love.
Okay.
But I would say if you watch this podcast a lot, you would see a lot of people would look at this and say, "Oh, I get why the South abandoned the North from the way he carries
Because
on."
of the way they behave.
yeah. Honestly.
No, I do. I have a lot of guilt for that at the moment. I've been thinking about it a lot lately.
Have you?
Yeah, because you know the way it's real cool if someone says, "Oh, United Ireland," and Mary Lou McDonald's like, you know, and Chuck your law and up the Republic, and it's like, yeah, but why would you necessarily want to join up with the 26? Do you know what I mean? I'm wondering, like,
the North.
It's not that great here. Do you know what I mean?
That's Bernadette Devlin's been saying this.
She
recently.
said this
We're not
the
going
other
to be
day.
subsumed by you.
Why would we join that
Devil's
for?
been saying that, has she?
B Devil? Is that what you're calling Bernadette Devlin?
Well, there's a group of us online that there's a little subgroup that are big fans of hers, and we call her B Devil. Yeah,
I don't think that's a group of people who are fans of Bernadette Devlin.
it is. I know it is, and we send around pictures
What
of
have
her.
you joined? Oh,
What?
God.
It's just
What
a
kind
little
of
group
forum
online
are you on?
where we call Republican icon Bernadette Devlin. We call Nora's B Devil affectionately because we're big fans. It'd be like, do you know when people love Michael Jackson and they just call him? They'll be like
MJ.
MJ, or they just call him Michael. You know
Remember
what I mean?
you used to call yourself Big Mike. What happened then?
That was when I first met you. You were Big Mike. We've never addressed this.
Yeah, and it was, I suppose, in a lot of ways, I am still as
You're
big
Mike. You're quite big.
I'm still Mike, and I am still big.
But you're maybe not big enough, like proportionally to everybody else. Like, you're big. You're a tall guy. You're broad. But like, I think you
Thank you.
need to be bigger to be affectionately referred to as Big forever.
Well, see, that was what was fun about the name, is people were a little like, because they're like, right, you are, because I'm 6 foot, which is not, it's a little higher than average, but it's not. I'm not big enough to be.
You're taller than 6 foot, no?
6'1", maybe. Thanks for saying that.
Have you seen the videos on the
Not
internet
worse.
recently where the
Love
guy
it.
goes up to people in the gym and says, "What height are you?" And they always go like 5'11" or 6'3" or whatever. And he goes, "Should we check?" And pulls a measuring tape out of his pocket, and they like run away.
And they run away.
Why would you lie about it?
Well-
everyone can see what you look like.
Yeah.
You can say, I've got a massive cock. Because people aren't necessarily
And I
going
do.
to see that as easy.
Yeah.
Good
But
for
it's
you.
because women
No, I mean, I say it.
Oh, you say it.
women have these arbitrary measures of what they want men to be: 6 foot, 6
Yeah, I'm
inches,
not
6
involved in that
figures.
world.
Yes. Yeah, but so it's a murky little world of nastiness and cruelty. And
Is height as big of a thing in the queer community?
No, it's just asses. That's
Yeah.
it.
But is it?
Show hole. No, it's not. I don't know. It's just...
But tell me this now and tell me no more.
I feel like the gays have more affection for the short king. I feel like...
For a
that-
little fella.
Yeah.
For a little fella that
Well,
climbing
there's
up on
less.
things. And
Do you know what I mean? Like the dynamic, and I think the worry for women is that they're going to look. It's going to look strange, a taller woman with a smaller man walking
Is it
down
because
the
they're
street.
worried they look like a big towering beast?
Yes, I think so.
that's not
Whereas-
nice to say, is it?
Well, that's what they... That's their worry.
I thought you were saying they're big towering beasts.
No, it's a shame, isn't it? That's a shame.
That's
And
not
it's-
something the sweetheart of Dublin.
Whereas that's
should
less of
say.
a concern for the men.
I think some men don't like that, though. Sure, they don't.
No, but men and men. I don't know. Maybe there are men who wouldn't want to be seen with a taller man.
Yeah. Oh, gays?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
No.
Is it infantilizing a bit, like to kind of be like, where are we getting ice cream or that kind of thing? Do you know what I mean?
Just holding hands like
Do
this.
you know if you're looking up to someone like that?
No, I think it's fine.
Would
I
you
don't
go out
think
with a
about
taller
it.
lady?
If I was
Like a WNBA
if I was
player?
in love with her and we shared all the same common interests and she was
All of them.
from a good family of landed people. Yes,
Like
she's from a good farming background.
Like 6'4"
Yeah.
aristocratic landowning woman.
No, I think I would. Definitely. Sure. If you love is love, I've always said.
And land is land.
And it's fucking land.
Frontage.
Blood is blood.
I like the idea that there's an old fella who's like more Irish than he is homophobic. He's like
Yeah, if the fella has land, well, I don't mind what you're putting away, as long as he has land to call his own.
Yeah.
I'll say not. I don't mind what the priest says. It's the Bagman's right, I think of. That's pretty funny.
Oh, that's good.
I'm really under pressure to be funny. I don't know. You guys are all so funny.
No, don't. 'Cause
You're really
I'm
honestly,
ruining the chemistry. I'm
already-
taller than you now in this.
But see, I like
in
that
this
because
setup.
I don't only just look up to you here, but I look up to you as a performer, as a comedian, as a man.
Do you though?
I actually do, yeah. Because I saw Shane's. I saw Shane at his second ever gig.
That's right.
And I think you were saying at the time you were peddling that it was your first gig. A lie.
They
But
said
anyway.
that. I didn't. They said that.
A sheer barefaced lie, deceiving the masses of cherry comedy. But anyway, Shane went up anyway, and he was murdered. Now, and this was his second gig, and sure, by Jesus, a nasty feeling started to grow in the back of the rest of the comedians.
This
and they
happens
thought,
with Mike.
This is not this is not good now.
Yeah,
That's
but
not
you
good news.
offset that feeling because Mike was on after me and he got up. And I didn't bring any pals. Some people bring their mates to their first gigs, and then I did not. I didn't even tell anyone this was happening. I just was doing it like a sordid little evening time pursuit of drugs and sex in a lane or something.
Yes.
But I did that, and then I set myself up left my pint on the table in the middle of the room, and then I came off the stage and just guzzled that pint, but I wasn't even hidden from view of the audience. They were still looking at me
like a little
because I was
cat,
just beside them. But anyway, Mike offset. If you had any feelings like that, you offset them and I loved this so much. He got up and said, "Oh, that was the best debut I've ever seen," and I was absolutely thrilled.
I'm sure I didn't know it was a second gig, and I'd been made
Shut
a mug
up.
of. I had been made a complete summer fool of.
In my first 14 minutes of comedy, that was my second 7. So
Yes.
I think that is still fair enough.
No, I got done. It was a ruse. But
Mike's very kind the first time he sees you perform. He was very kind to me the first time he saw me perform.
Then what?
Down at the Riff Raff comedy.
Riff Raff
which was
comedy.
that was the height of Big Mike. Big Mike was...
Well, that was when I was really selling. I'm like a professional wrestler. I have eras of characters. That was my Big Mike era, where I was just, referring to myself as Big Mike. There was
You said people called me Big Mike because I asked them to.
yeah,
That's how you said it.
that was it. And it was a whole thing. But what I liked about people really got on board with it. I still have a lot of people today that call me that will refer to me as Big Mike. Like there's a hook to it. Well, there's Big Mike, but what it really is in aid of, I don't know. But it's a bit ridiculous. But I guess that's why I thought it was funny. But when I saw you, when I say there's feelings of resentment stuff, I'm joking, and that's sincere. I remember just thinking, Jesus Christ, now if this lad stays going, he's going to be very good. But of course, then I didn't see you for a while. But then you pop back up in some competition. So you think you're funny. Might have been the next time I saw you pop back up, and you were already you were cartwheeling around and you were crushing. And I said, Jesus, this lad's a rocket ship. There's nothing will stop him. I said, the only thing that'll stop Shane Daniel Byrne is Shane Daniel Byrne. I said that to my mother.
That's very true.
I said that to my mother late at night.
She's in touch with me a lot about your welfare.
But you were doing all sorts. You were kind of doing things before stand-up comedy. You were kind of like some kind of like a Lothario of the theatre.
A Lothario?
Yeah.
That's not the right word, is it?
Lothario means he was fucking everyone.
Yeah.
No, do you
of
know,
the
I
theatre.
worked in the contemporary theatre, right? But I wasn't very good at it, really. When I look back now, I was around a lot of people who were very good. And I was just like also bopping along.
What were
Like
you
I had a
at?
few good bits, a
Were
few
you
good
doing
things.
performance art? Were you directing? Were you
Yeah,
a playwright?
You might
Were
say
Ireland's great
live art,
playwrights?
live art, like for UK listeners, very Bristol. Live art. That's not a
art.
Bristol accent, but that's a London person who's moved to Bristol because it's cooler.
Yes, most people in Bristol.
That kind of thing. Live art. Kind of like, do you know what? I see a lot of comedians, I learned this at the Fringe, a lot of comedians kind of position themselves and talk to themselves in the same way as those live artists. And I'm like, yeah, but we're just doing jokes. Like, don't be silly. Like, I just think calm down.
Do an impression of the comedians that you're talking about.
I've really pushed myself trying to make this show, and I've really offered something more than you have to dig deep. And I suppose for them to have that reaction, for them to have that exchange, you've got to like really give of yourself. And I think you've got to be vulnerable. You've got to be vulnerable. And I think audiences, you've got to respect them enough to be that vulnerable and lay your heart's carpet. You know what I mean? Really just get it all out there. And at the same time remaining boundaried.
Right, yeah.
Right,
Vulnerable but boundaried.
Yeah, right.
Vulnerable
Like
but boundaried.
Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
Vulnerable and intensely boundaried.
Intensely boundaried.
Yeah.
You have walls up a military line.
The walls. Do you know what I love as well? You see people from my half of the country or whatever it's called, whatever 3/4.
The Free State.
Everyone takes pictures with the peace walls, and it's like they're like smiling, and it's like that's not a wall they built because like peace. We got peace. Put a wall up. We love it. It's like that's to stop them literally killing each other. Like that's what that's for. It's like please, can we get some peace up here? We put a fucking wall in between you. Behave yourselves. Like it's like I love it. It's like. We are deeply ignorant of the struggles of our family in the north.
Yeah, I read some books in the last few years now to get me up to speed.
Fucking Cat Williams over here.
Because of your friendship and companionship with Vittorio?
Bucks. Huh? No. I know more about the troubles than this lad knows. Fact.
Yeah, you know more about the facts and figures. Mike knows every death toll of everything that's ever happened.
I like a number of people dead. I don't want them dead, but I like the numbers. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I like
Like
that.
1,500 dead in a hurricane. I'm like, oh, that'll stay.
This isn't the same, but I do like just little things that you like. I do like to check which actresses breastfed. I do check that.
What?
Do you know, like nighttime internet? You know,
Shut up for a second. That's like,
no, it's not that
is
funny.
this your nighttime Googling?
So you know when you go to bed and like bed phone is the worst for our mental health and everything.
Yes.
And like the physically bad for our eyes and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
it's the best internet. Like that's the best phone time is bed phone time.
Bed phone.
And I'll be often lying there, you're like, okay, right, go sleep. And then you're like, Susan Sarandon, she's a feminist. Did she breastfeed, I wonder? And I'd go and look it up.
Oh, whether they breastfed, not whether they were
had been
breastfed.
breastfed. No, I don't know. I don't care who has been
This is the
breastfed.
next level of bed phone.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the
yeah.
top bunk of bed phone.
Did she breastfeed her babies?
And well, Sarandon.
I think she did. Yeah, I'd imagine she
I'd
did.
say her nipples are in bits, the same woman.
I don't know. I think she has quite famous, nice tits, no?
She's beautiful tits, but we
Hey, they're beautiful.
they're absolutely gorgeous.
Absolutely gorgeous.
But we rarely get to look at the. You know.
The nipple because of the patriarchy.
'Cause
You
of
don't get to
the-
see nipples.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Well,
oh,
no.
you were discussing Free the Nipple recently.
Well, he
I
was,
listened
and
to your
I
podcast.
thought it a little crass, but yeah, he did seem to think it
But
was.
I'm more of a. I'm trying to start a campaign for men because people make fun of men when they have big boners. Like, you know, like visible. I remember one time there was a guy auditioning on X Factor and he had an erection and Cheryl Cole was like giggling and laughing about
in
it.
her little Newcastle
And I think
accent.
that's
making
just
a skit of him.
and that's just that's just natural.
It's
natural.
You know, she was the cock of the walk for a while.
Yeah,
She
Cole.
was, yeah.
What's it now?
She's really
Oh,
falling
you know
off.
what I mean?
her cough is softened now.
Oh,
I
she's
tell you
back
that.
with the Girls Aloud now. They're doing the reunion tour. She wasn't saying that a few years ago.
No, she wasn't.
When
She-
she
Yeah,
was
she was
dancing
saying
around
pretty
with her pants
nasty
open.
things.
She was on top
And
of
she had a baby with the worst one. Oh my God, what a
lean
nightmare.
pain, more like lean painful.
Yeah. I used to talk about him on the stage, and I said pain by name, pain by nature, and it just got to the point where so many people, hundreds of people, had not laughed at this joke. That I was like, I liked it.
I didn't expect to get much, but for lean painful, but you gave me less than I even thought I'd get. He sucked in air.
That's
if
because I was
anything.
just thinking of myself.
Yeah, and that's
I was
okay.
retracting laughs.
It's
But
natural.
no, Cheryl Cole was a gorgeous woman and like you say, cock of the walk, and quite famous for saying horrible things to immigrant women. But
Cheryl,
do you not know this story?
what was she saying to the immigrants?
She
hit
like
her as
attacked.
well, didn't
she
she?
attacked like a toilet attendant in a nightclub.
Well, let's investigate. What did the toilet attendant do?
I don't remember.
I think
the
offered
full
her
wouldn't let
like,
Cheryl take a piss,
like
maybe.
links or
Oh,
something,
and
maybe like
Cheryl
that.
kind of.
I think she hit her.
Come along, could we get a Google on what Cheryl Cole did to that nice toilet attendant lady?
Could we get a little bell for come long, like that? We can ring like come long, and then we ring the bell.
Yeah, I think we can
Do you
get.
know what I mean?
Yeah. So you don't have to
Somebody
say his
send us a
name.
bell.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't lower yourself to saying non-performer names.
Yeah, exactly.
She punched her.
Cheryl Cole punched the lady.
But maybe that's why her and Payne kind of had that synergy.
No,
because-
I do actually think that's why she got with Ashley Cole, because Ashley Cole is reportedly gay, and like I think the PR people were like, Cheryl, you're going to have to marry a black fella.
Is he gay? I don't think so. Didn't he get sick on a lady sex worker?
But so wouldn't that be that'd
that'd
be
be-
a game more than
that up.
anything, wouldn't
That'd
it?
be pretty.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I can't do this.
Oh Jesus! Oh, fuck! What is that? What the hell is that?
What
Pink
even?
in here? No way.
Okay, yeah, we can investigate this further.
Yeah, that's
But
fine.
so what you're trying to tell me
We're doing
is
some daytime bed phone right now.
This is daytime bed phone.
This is
Yeah,
daytime
yeah,
bed
yeah,
phone.
This is your new fucking TV show on RTE2. Bed phone with Shane Daniel Byrne.
They wouldn't let you say anything rude on that. I'd have to go over to Channel 4.
you'd have to go to Channel 4 to say bed on television. You couldn't say bed on RTE.
No, yeah, that's too
fucking
much.
What a
way.
pitch. Young Catholic? Normal age Catholic boy.
Normal. I'm like a normal age.
Normal age Catholic man discovers the secrets of the world previously hidden due to the church. Is that a pitch?
I think it is, yeah. Someone has to.
I
Someone
think
has
we've
to
got it
fucking
with-
open the lid, take the lid off of Catholic Ireland, and say what really happened. And I think you're the man to do
I
it.
think we've all been saying that for the last,
Last
30, 40 years. Yeah, yeah.
I think some of these documentaries about the Catholic Church and the horrible things that went on, they need catchier jingles. I would watch a show about the abuse in the Catholic Church if it was Bed Phone with Shane Daniel Byrne. Bing. You know
Right,
what I
just
mean?
me in bed.
Yeah.
All filmed from my phone.
Filmed from your phone.
Looking directly up at the phone.
And being like Father Brendan Smith in the 80s and 90s got passed around to 5 different parishes. And
he was breastfed.
And he was...
Well, he was old. He would have been breastfed. They didn't have an alternative.
They would have been no alternative.
Didn't have
at that time.
SMA.
But I'd say even then...
That came in. That's
What?
a scandal. You know that?
What?
That's a scam. That formula milk is only made up in the first instance. They just were like, let's sell this. Tell them it's good. And the women were like, okay, better do that. But now they're like, they have to have their ads and they're like, for your growing baby, now obviously breast milk is really good, but this is really... Anyway, it's a bit of a scam, I believe.
So what are you telling me? That this is...
It's big
formula.
Big formula.
Because
Big formula
Yeah.
is...
It's like a one size fits all, big formula. Whereas the baby, do you know this about women's nipples?
Probably.
The baby's saliva sends in a hormone that lets the tit know what it needs from the milk, and the tit then provides the right type of milk for what the baby needs.
See, it's amazing.
Are you telling me it... And
Why wouldn't you look up what famous actresses did this or not? Why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you? Well, exactly. You're only human. But so you're telling me that tits are conscious?
Tits have some kind of consciousness.
Also, they have their own brain. Because I've thought that for a while that some of them have a look, an erudite.
This is yet another reason that it's okay to look at women's tits, because you're just appreciating a different type of mind.
And does that not make it unfair for women? Because in pub quizzes, because then they have 3 brains.
I think the brain is the woman's brain. Like that is the brain that's working.
I'm going to question you. I'm going to push back on that.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. No, fair enough.
But very quickly back to...
We didn't get to my Free the Boner campaign.
Oh, please.
I think we need to free the boner. I think you should just be allowed to have a boner in public.
Okay.
Not out, but like if it's visible via your genes, I think that's okay.
If you have clearly have no intention that your boner is to bother anybody else, then it should be allowed, I suppose.
Right.
Yeah, my boner is never intended to bother anyone.
Well, some men like to do that.
Yeah.
On the tubes and whatnot.
Yeah, but I think they're getting it out.
I don't... Well, some of them are. I think, to be fair... I
think some guys just have it in their genes and they're going...
I'm going to run a campaign against you. I'm going to become conservative. You know, when people do that all of a sudden.
Yes.
Mine's going to be called Ban the Boner, and I'm going to do against...
Put every man in Ireland in a cock cage.
Yeah, something like that. Or say it's your like Italian sensibilities. We don't want that corrupting good Irish minds.
I suppose the Free the Boner is quite an Italian campaign. And I suppose you're finally kind of grown into your Italianness here now to say... Because I suppose you would have the most boners per capita in the world.
That's
Italy.
probably fair.
They're pretty horny over there.
They're the horniest men going. Although he's gone the other way, but it might be a scam. Cause
you're not so dark. I really approve of
his asexuality.
I'd love a bush like an Italian, like a purebred Italian.
A bush?
A bush?
Like a big bush.
Hair.
Yeah,
like
I just love that.
Like the Zohan.
Who's Zohan?
The Ben Stiller movie.
It's Adam Sandler. Please.
Okay.
Listen.
Is Ben Stiller's in it?
I don't know if he is.
Tom Cruise is in it.
Huh?
Tom Cruise is in it.
Well, so you're just saying names now and hoping one's going to fucking hit.
But you're right, it is Adam Sandler.
It is Adam Sandler.
He plays some kind of Israeli spy. Or is he Greek?
What you would like is a big, thick, hairy,
coarse
bunch of people that were just rough and you could
yeah,
keep
because
things
it gives you options as well. You know, styling options.
You could do different things. Are you styling?
No, but I would like the option.
Okay, so like to give...
I'm on or off.
Right.
I'm on or off.
So you maybe get like a straightener maybe and have him down like
no, I'm not going to do that.
Or
you're
your cock is like Ozzy Osbourne.
You're going to give your dick bangs?
It's impulsively. I will get rid of everything or all or nothing. That's how I'm... Yeah.
Right.
Okay. It would be good if this episode was brought to you by Manscaped, but I don't think it is.
I have an issue with Manscaped because mine broke. So can you put that on the podcast? Is that bad for them?
Take time that there. Cut that. You shut your fucking mouth.
I got one.
We haven't confirmed the sponsorship yet, so technically we're in kind of Manscaped limbo right now. Yeah. I just did this today.
It's good for the face. Yeah, you can do it. Or it's good for trimming under the tash. I find that handy as well. No, I got one. You know when you buy things, remember in the COVID when everyone was bored and you just buy a few bits because that helps.
Yeah.
I bought one of them. I was like, I'm just going to get that. I was like,
retail therapy.
Just to keep your brain
retail
happy.
therapy. That's did you just come up with that?
Yeah.
It's good. Yeah, I bought one then, but I broke it.
Where did you break it down?
You broke it.
Would that
You're doing too much.
Well, it's broken. I was involved.
What
anyway,
were you
look,
doing? What
it's
were
a
you
good
trying
product.
to shave?
An Italian
What were you
bush.
an Italian, but
And it was
that's the
too
problem.
coarse.
You can't be expecting anything to shave an Italian bush. They're resistant to that sort of thing.
You're asking too much of Manscaped. You're asking
sorry.
them to change your genetics, and that isn't what they're involved. They're trying to get in. They're
No,
doing
I
tests
just
at
got
the
an
minute,
Italian neighbour over.
Manscaped, the eugenics 4.0.
I was like, come in here now, you, and I shave your bush. I said to him.
Can you?
Because you had to be getting on with stuff during COVID, just shaving your neighbours.
Yeah, there
Oh,
was.
that sort
I
of
mean,
stuff.
I
There
wouldn't
wasn't
mind
much to
another
do.
little- do you know what I mean?
A little lockdown.
Couple of weeks.
A couple of weeks, yeah. I've been getting overwhelmed recently. Sleep's gone. I'm quite mentally
Mike
ill.
has been having a bit of a mad time recently.
Yeah.
What's up with you?
I came off my antidepressants, my sweeties, as I call
Okay.
them.
The
And,
SSRIs, are you on that?
Oh, I was on them, yeah. And let me tell you, I was beautifully numb, but I wouldn't really laugh much. Or I wouldn't experience great highs now or anything. But I had no anxiety whatsoever, and everything seemed very achievable, and I was rarely overwhelmed. Now, creatively wasn't fantastic, but everything day to day, you could just fucking plod on and get through everything. But then at some point, I said, "Sure, I suppose I better feel the darkness."
Did you miss the
Better feel
chaos?
the devil at the door. It's not even that I missed it that much, but I was like, I need to write a few new bits, and I can't in this state of zero panic. I'm able to come up with nothing.
You need to have a real panic to be writing jokes, do you?
I need to have a little dance, a little slow dance with the devil now to come up with something.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Would that make sense to you now, what I've said?
It does. I am currently panicking because I'm struggling to write new jokes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, what am I going to do? I was like, what? This is getting serious.
You may have to move country. You may have to assume another
I just have to
identity.
go back and get a job again because I'm like, I don't know. I have to. They're like, you got to get back over there to Edinburgh straight away. It's like, yeah, cool. Momentum. You're like, okay. I was like, what'll I do over there?
Yeah.
Do what? For what? About what?
I know, yeah. Well, this is the thing, but that's the panic that you need, is someone just say, you need new stuff by here, and then you have to go down, you have to stop sleeping, you have to ruin your
There's
relationship.
not as many
you have
gigs
to-
here. You can all practice loads of times the same. You could do the same
Shane,
20
you could
minutes.
get it on any gig in Dublin anytime you wanted.
Yeah, but there's not enough. The same people will have seen my stuff a few times then.
That's not true. Dublin audiences are just like endless tourists. It's
Not
a
them
conveyor
all.
belt
No,
of
not
new
them all.
Chinese
Hold
people.
on.
Well,
no,
actually,
not them all.
You must know, okay?
Quite a lot of Dublin gigs are a lot of tourists.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just Spanish students.
Yeah, but that's not that helpful either to actually practice your jokes in front of them.
Your jokes have
The
to work in
Spanish.
front of Spanish
You
students.
wouldn't waste a joke on the Spanish.
You lived in Barcelona for a year.
I did, and I lived to tell the tale. I said I wasted so much material on those ungrateful little shitheads. Fuck off.
Even the Catalans?
Huh? Oh, even worse.
Are they worse?
Oh, there's a meanness to the Catalans now. Oh, sure,
You've changed your
They
tune.
could peel an orange in their pocket.
When you were on the Sweeties, you were all pro
Barca was
Barcelona.
pro everything then. When I was on the medication,
Wait, so what?
I thought Stalin had done a good job.
But does it drive you mad now? Do you feel mad now?
I'm a bit mad now, yeah. But see, I've also now recently, I've just been doing too much travelling, and the sleep has gone down a bit. Because last year I had to go on the medication because I had insomnia for 2 months, and I was gone cracked. I was cancelling gigs, and I was biting the side of tables, and I was kind of like.
He was really good at podcasting then.
Can you
It
not
was
write
good.
show jokes about that?
Huh?
Can you not write
Yeah.
shows about that?
Well, no, I can, but only when I'm back. I couldn't when I was on the antidepressants. I couldn't really. I just kind of sit and kind of eat, kind of ham sandwiches and draw pictures of trees, and that was kind of
Childhood. That's childhood.
It was
stuff.
childhood, yeah.
You
That's
regressed.
regression.
Yeah, yeah.
You
It
went
was
all the
nice.
way
Did you
back.
draw a
You
big
became-
giant sun in the corner?
Yeah,
You
Yeah,
became
okay.
little. You
Yeah.
became little Mike.
yeah. And then I'd write my name in bubble writing.
Yeah,
My own
yeah,
name.
yeah.
I love bubble writing.
It's so nice to
So
put your own
fun. I
name
want
in
to.
bubble
I want to
writing.
get back into it. Mine takes ages though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's not fair.
It's a big rotten name. I mean, not rotten as in like, but it's to draw. It's rotten.
To draw,
To
it's
sound,
rotten.
it sounds lovely. That's
But
his-
you two are quite different in terms of like Mike, you endlessly frantically gigging, like just booking in far too many gigs,
Yes.
and ending up in Switzerland by accident quite
Zog.
often. Yeah,
Zog.
Just the week before goes, oh fuck, I forgot to have this gig in Switzerland on Friday.
The place called Zog, where
and
there's
you
only
go like,
there's
what the fuck are you talking about? How can you just maybe have a gig in Switzerland that you didn't know about? Insanity. Whereas you're very calm, very cool, collected, I'll just write a whole show and then do it in front of 1 million people.
No, but I'm also, like, you see, I think you spend time in England, right? You, Vittorio, and you came of age there, and you have a confidence that doesn't occur to Irish men.
no.
You learned that there. You
Yes.
became an adult over there.
But have you not met any other Northern Irish comedians? Because a lot of them are quite a bit more confident than I am.
That's not. No.
They are so powerfully confident, and they have such a. That's true, actually.
I think it's because I grew up in Belfast more so than moving to London.
I don't know, but I think you
London
have the
would crush
confidence.
the spirit of a weaker man than me.
Huh? Whoa! My spirit hasn't been crushed. It's been dented. But it's still.
He's not even.
chugging along.
Poor Mike's not even from a city. Like he's from.
Well, don't say
from
poor
nowhere.
Mike. I mean, listen.
He's from dirt.
Whoa! Hold on now.
No, literal dirt. Lo.
No,
You-
I did. I
You
grew-
spent a lot of time in the muck. That's what I mean.
More
I
like
was-
Pig Mike.
Pig Mike. Now that's one of the
That's
nasties. I will not have that. I
Yeah,
will
because
not have that
everyone
take
knows
on.
there was no pigs. It's dairy only.
dairy only.
Yes,
You
everyone
could milk a
knows.
pig if you tried.
Huh?
Could you milk a pig?
Actually, you could. They have little teats on
Nobody's
them.
drinking pig's milk.
No, because
Aren't the dairy farmers very well looked after now?
well,
It's like a bit of thing of like, oh, sure, my father and he didn't love us, and like, okay, but it's like I feel like the dairy farmers are very well taken care of.
well, now there's been a little bit of a boom in the last couple of years, and there is now a few pound in it where there wasn't before. And my little brother now is taking over my farms, and he's very good. And he's ahead
Is
of
this happening now? The transition is
his
the
little
succession.
calculator in his head.
Right,
Just
yeah.
bing, 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 bing,
But there was always money in it. You just weren't declaring it, and the government now have slightly better ways of tracking how much
That's
money
not
you're making.
true.
It's since the end of cash, dairy farmers have had to openly say that they're minted.
What the fuck do you know about dairy farming? Nothing. We had no money growing up. We were covered in shit. We were fed gruel. We had to sleep outside with the cows.
You holidayed in Wexford?
We holidayed in Wexford.
So did I.
We were tried to be
So did
arranged,
I.
married off to our cousins, and it was wrong. And I was hard done by. And none
Okay.
of it, as my therapist Drew says, was my fault.
Are you still in the therapy? You dropped the SSRIs, but you're still in the therapy?
No, I got rid of Drew as well. I got rid
He
of
got rid of the
therapist.
therapy and then
I
went
think-
on SSRIs
this
and
is
then
controversial.
has.
I think a little time like drop the therapist sometimes. I'm like, sometimes there are actual cads. Actually, they are liars.
They're shit.
Like,
There's people who are
there's
shit at every job.
bullshitters.
There's
Yeah.
people who are shit at every job.
There are, but you have to be careful because I think sometimes there's people who are like, a lot of those people are people who had absolute, and there's no problem with this, but they had absolute breakdowns in their life at some point, right? Everything fell apart,
Drew would
and
have
then
been
they're
on
like,
heroin now.
they really enjoyed their own therapy, so they go, I could do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like it's a bit of that. So I think therapy is a great thing, but I think you have to have breaks from it. You can't be on it the whole time.
That's right. It's too much. You start making up stuff like, that your father did just to kind of keep old Drew entertained, give him a biscuit.
Yeah, but then there's those great days where you're like, I've nothing to talk about today, and they're like, okay, and they just kind of hold space, and then you end up
Like-minded
going,
brothers.
yeah. But then you're sitting there like, I've nothing to talk about, I don't know what to say, and they just go, and then you're like, well, the problem is that, and then you suddenly find a lot of things to say. There's those, but then if there's a few days where you're like, I've nothing to say, take a break. You need to pause immediately. You need to pause straight away.
It does sometimes feel like podcasting, like there's just dead air and you feel obliged to talk.
Yeah.
I'd be telling him.
That's made me very uncomfortable. I'm worried you think that now.
No.
I'd be telling him.
Dead air on podcasts these days. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of dead air. A lot of guys who don't know their craft.
Yeah.
Coming in with their own chair, sitting down and lollygagging.
I do know the craft.
I know you do.
He's recently started a podcast.
Yeah.
The three loveliest boys in Ireland.
boys in the world.
Young, hot guys.
Young, hot guys.
Everyone says it wrong, but I don't mind.
3 horny men.
What do people say?
Young, hot boys, hot young guys, all variations of this. And you can't look it up on Instagram because it tells you that child sex abuse is illegal. So it's annoying.
Oh, you've really fucked that
So
up.
I got the young hot guys at young hot guys. I was like, oh my God, I got it. Great, cool. And then it was like, you cannot have that because it's just like everyone's getting flagged for being a person looking up child sex abuse images. So
you've been thrown in a lot of ways inadvertently with the child porn brigade.
But I would argue
there's
also.
no such thing as child porn. It's child sexual abuse.
Okay.
There you go. Anyway.
I don't know why I did that.
That's a new thing now they take on. But look, these things happen. But it's nice having a podcast. But then actually, you're like, the first while it's really fun. You're like, oh, this is so much fun. And it's your favorite part of the week.
Yeah.
And then you're like, people's schedules get involved. And you're like, oh.
That's right.
And it's like, oh, I'm going away. Right. And let's do 4 today. I was like, oh, this is...
4 and
it becomes,
the batch records
becomes
are
work
tricky.
very quick.
Oh,
And then
does.
you end up podcasting in an Airbnb in Dublin.
In
Yeah.
Kimmage.
Yeah. Give some chance of bringing his own
Don't be
chair
blowing
in.
up our spot.
Just for the international listeners, international non-Irish, Kimmage, just to contextualise Kimmage, Monopoly? Kimmage?
Yeah.
Brown
Brown.
on that. So you get the idea there.
Brown is be Jesus.
Yeah.
Brown is a cow's shite.
Is Brown the bad ones? The first couple?
Yeah, it's £60.
Is Kimmage really bad?
No, it's on Monopoly. It is. Kimmage is perfectly nice, but on Monopoly,
We're
it's
talking
brown.
about Monopoly.
It's just a little
realize.
joke.
Get your head in the game. It was a joke.
People from Kimmage are very serious about Kimmage Pride as well. So
Are they?
I'm not gonna
Is
say
that a
Kimmage.
parade?
Yeah, because there was no, it's not a parade. Not
that the
all
gay
Pride
people from
involves a
Kimmage?
parade. Or Pride is not just for gays. It's
Who is it for?
It's also one of the mortal sins.
LGBTQ Pride events and things. That's
for the gays.
Yeah, but Pride itself.
But pride itself is a sin.
Yeah, but they're all the best ones. Come on. Don't tell me you haven't indulged in some gluttony. Come off it. Come off it.
I was as proud as punch after I did my special, and I was so sinful. I was there sitting in my own sin. I was like,
Yeah, be proud of
and I
yourself.
was very
Loving life.
sinful.
Loving it.
Give me your proud face. When you're proud, do what you do. Is that it?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Give your proud face.
Mine it would be quite blank because I would only allow myself to feel it privately.
Oh.
So it would be quite like
An internal pride.
Yeah.
doing the dishes.
But do you know what that's like? It's like if you're when you're playing sport and like if say you're playing basketball or football and you score like a good goal or something, like in 5-a-side, what you do is you act like it hasn't affected
Oh, I
you
know
at
the
all.
one.
You do it all the
Until
time.
you scored, and then you actually just start backtracking like this with really serious face. And go, come on, lads! Suddenly you're the manager after you've scored.
Yeah,
by the
yeah,
way,
yeah.
because now you have authority to rule
Yeah,
everyone.
yeah.
So you're like, come on, lads! Everyone get back now. Let's go.
They do it as
And
well,
inside you're like-
where they
Yeah,
they,
it's really hard to keep it inside. Like your arms are kind of shaking a little
Yeah.
bit. You're like, oh, well, that was good. I've never done that before.
What you really want to do is just a Nadal, just, you know,
You just want a big hug from everybody.
like a hug
But
from
I like
everyone.
when the lads then be swinging on them, but they're still kind of stone faced about it. They're still doing that. That's
Absolutely.
another version I like. I like that.
But there's some people, and this is I the fella, when we won the under-16 county championship, the greatest day of my life to this day, we bet Dixborough. They had 8 county players on the team. We didn't have one. We were a bunch of chancers,
That's
scroungers,
great.
and ne'er-do-wells. And we won. And this is the kind of different personalities there are. We were all like, and there was grown men on the pitch crying, and they were like...
Crying at
hugging
under
us.
16s?
Yes.
Right.
It was a big day for the parish. At the time, it was said to be O'Loughlin Gale's greatest victory in the history of the club.
That's great.
We were told that. I'm not making that up. It was in the paper.
Football you played or hurling?
This was hurling.
Hurling.
So then everyone came on and they were crying, everyone's hugging everyone. And then one of our players was just like, after we'd won, and he was just pointing at the other team, fuck you, fuck you. And you're thinking, and that's the difference, you know? Like some people, victory is
Where is he now?
I believe he's
doing very well for himself.
He's in a Centra, he's doing chicken fillet rolls, but they're very good ones, apparently. Do you know what I mean?
Winners focus on winning. Losers focus on winners.
Right.
That's where he was going wrong.
Who told you that now?
I think it was Dali.
Dali.
Yeah.
As in the Dalai Lama.
No, Salvador Dali.
Oh, right.
I think he said that.
Which
I
one
thought you
was he
meant that
now?
AI app that draws pictures. That's also called DALL-E.
What are your feelings on
Oh.
AI? How's it going to affect your life?
I've used it a few times for useful
Ooh.
things.
What
have you
are you AI?
It's good for scheduling. Tony Cantwell, my podcast partner and lover, he put in, we had to do so many ahead, and then when do we record them? And he's like, he told it, we release them on a Thursday, we need to record these and bonus episodes and this, and it made a schedule for us of when to record them.
Wow.
And when they go out.
Come
So-
along. You listening to this?
Yeah.
Guys, we just found something that's just taking your job, buddy. You're fired.
Some of it's good. Some of it's good.
Some of it's great. I get very bored of all these fucking artists being like, AI is going to be fucking bad for whatever. No,
Well, there was an AI
everybody with any sense or any creativity is going to use it in a creative way to enhance whatever the fuck they're doing. And if it means less fucking dickheads stealing a living from putting things in your diary for you, good.
Yeah, but there is like the argument for like if you're a visual artist, your whole output is the visual thing you create at the end, and then there's these things that just create little visual things which are actually just robbed from every trawled image in history.
Yeah, so it's kind of using
There was one
a
they put
collection
in
of
in the
everybody's.
RHA gallery, did the annual show, I think last year before, and they put in one AI image in the annual show, right? Which
Best
is where
one.
there's hundreds of everyone, all the artists applied to it, and they put in hundreds of work. No, it wasn't, but it was an image of like a selfie, but for girls who were in Magdalen Laundries, which was a system of prison-y punishment for women who had babies out of wedlock. So
And ones that
they
were too
looked
hot.
like they
We
were
found
young
out about
women.
this recently.
Huh?
Women that were too hot got sent to the laundry.
Were they? That was that as
they
well.
caused a
Just
moral
in case.
disturbance.
Yeah,
moral
because they were too hot.
disturbance.
So, but I thought it was good to put it in. I think that's good for the curatorial vision of the whole the whole show. But I'm like, yeah, fuck that, because it is robbed. Just robbed.
But then isn't every piece of art kind of a conglomeration of everything that's ever been before it? We're all standing on the shoulders of giants.
Yeah, that's true too. I don't know. It's an
How
ongoing
would you ever
discourse.
shut- You'd love this. The thing is, you don't know about Angelone over here. He's been in cahoots with the robots for a long time. So he's literally a mouthpiece for big
Mike
robots.
thinks because I
No,
might-
I've seen the shows. You can tell.
Yeah.
You can
Mike
tell.
thinks
People
because
pop
I
up.
might have autism, that means I am part robot.
Do you not have the autism, or you do have the autism?
I don't know yet.
That's still going on.
I'm not really.
Oh, he's dragging out the saga, you see, cashing in on the possibility he might have it. And then 5 years down the line, like, oh, I don't actually have it. I'm just really smart. I know what you're at. You think we're all fools. You're going to get all your little neurodivergents in, cash, sell them the merch. We're all autistic. Gets millions. Next thing, he comes out. Sure, obviously I'm not. Look at me. Huh? 2 hours of podcast. And look at the eye contact. He's staring at me. Doesn't give a fuck. Loves it. Look at him. He won't look away. You think that's...
people
look at him now.
People in the YouTube comments have started challenging me to staring contests because I've like zoned out so much and just look off in this direction. They try not to blink for as long as I don't.
Oh my god, that's really weird.
Yeah, he's as rude as sin. We'll be in the middle of a conversation. He'll just be here.
There's a camera, baby.
it's happened a few-
Baby, that's showbiz.
It's become a running joke on the tour that either Connell or John Maher, who's been opening for a lot of the shows, will say something and I'll just be elsewhere. And they just go, nope, he's gone. I'm just fucking looking into the distance.
He's in the astral realm.
You might just be rude.
Huh?
You might just be rude.
I think a lot of it is he's just rude.
Yeah.
He's just a nasty
The problem,
little man.
the problem with autism is a lot of the symptoms are the same as the symptoms of being rude and also a psychopath.
No, I don't think you are
Symptoms of
rude.
rudeness.
I think you look like a very, like I said, you guys were bold, but actually you're a Vittorio, much nicer man than I thought.
When did you think this?
Well, I thought you might be, because you do like whatever autism, whatever,
That's a good
and then you
impression
might
of
do
him.
like
What's this? What's
That was
this?
good. That was
What's
good.
this?
That's it.
You know,
He nailed you with that.
that
Autism,
kind of thing,
what?
and then
What's this about?
You're,
What
and
do you
then
mean
you're like,
that kind of thing? I
look
need
at
to-
you're like shouting your mouth off on the Have a Word podcast
Yeah.
or whatever. You're like,
Yeah.
and you're throwing your head back, laughing, and
Yeah.
so laddish. And
Laddish,
then actually,
very-
but
Yeah.
he's very
talking about
sweet
you now.
man.
He's talking about you now.
No, it's
No,
about you.
no, I'm talking about Vittorio.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck.
And you're
I
just like-
wasn't laddish at any point on any
He's always
pod.
like, oh, women are stupid. You know.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Oh,
Oh.
Islam, you know, whatever he might say.
Wait a
No,
minute,
not
though,
quite
what's-
Islam. No, but I think you have
Think
a.
I'm some kind of
you have a-
edgelord?
No,
There's a cruelty. Say it.
not full edgelord, but I think you.
I present
you,
as
you,
some
you
kind of-
play
Prince.
close to those waters.
Edge princely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just having a fun time. Is that-
The
is
important
that
thing is
illegal?
that you are
Is
nice
that
and I
illegal?
like you. That's the important thing from
But when
me.
did you
and,
learn this?
When I met you, I was like, oh, what a nice chap.
When I started putting money in your pocket.
Unbelievable.
That was now.
You actually owe me money.
And wasn't that?
No, I don't. I paid you for that.
Wasn't
You
that
paid me
a
for
dig?
what?
For opening for me last year.
Yeah, you didn't pay me for Edinburgh. We did a little giggy. We didn't pay for that.
You owe money all over town.
Oh, I'll pay you that.
It's not that much money.
Did I
but-
not pay you that?
Well, I didn't
Oh,
ask
did
you
I
for
not
it.
pay
I didn't.
that?
No, I didn't ask him for it. I
He
didn't
hasn't
ask him for
forgotten
it.
a payment in his life. Look at him.
No, I haven't forgotten a payment that is owed to me in my life.
You're
I've often forgotten to pay people for
I'm
things.
hearing stories all around town now. Dodging me. He's like Donald Trump.
No, he's
Pay
not.
people.
I feel like I've given you a little
This is
thing
you
up your
can't-
arse.
you
You're
can't
delighted.
come for me while
I
he's here.
like Vittorio. I
That's
like
the point.
Vittorio.
Ah, don't piss
That's
my
fine.
pocket.
I like
tell
you
me
too,
it's
Shane.
raining. He's a
I like you too, Shane.
Thank you.
I like you very much.
Right. And listen, I like the both of you, but I will say, you know what? You call him out there now doing that impression of him. Whoa, he does do a lot of that.
Did I upset you?
No,
Do you have any questions on it?
no.
Okay.
And the only question I have for you often is just like I always admire how like very settled you are in yourself. I think
you
that's very
meditate?
cool.
No.
You don't need it.
I probably could do a bit of it.
Given the small sample size in this room right now, man who meditates every single day of his whole life,
Yeah.
man who doesn't, who the fuck seems to be more secure in
Yeah,
themselves?
but think how bad he'd be if he didn't.
That's exactly
Like-
right. I'd be crawling the walls. I'd be eating the curtains.
Yeah.
I'd be
One of those people, he'd, kind of come to in the chipper. He wouldn't have his trousers on, but he'd be wearing a top. That kind of way.
100%.
Yeah,
Oh shit! Like what
Yeah.
shoes to runners is on. Yeah, that
I'm
kind
trying
of thing.
to speak French to to the chipper.
Is there a part of you, Mike, though, that wants to be like that? Do you want it? Do you covet? Do you covet this kind of like
I'm into this.
vagabond artist, troubled? Is there a part of you that enjoys that?
There's pride in that.
This is a nasty line of question, and now I see where you're going with this. It's an act. He's saying.
No. It's not. I'm saying it's an act. Is there a part of you that does feel safer there, or want it, or maybe a bit of covet it, as in like that'd be cool, but also maybe that's just
I
where
think it's cool to be so fucked up.
I think if you, in short, do I think I'm a legend? That's not for me to say, but other people seem to think I am. No, I think maybe you're onto something there. That there's something in my mind that does think like that, being a bit, unhinged and things going up and down and all around, and I'm licking piss off the floor. Next thing, I'm giving a handshake to a pigeon and everyone's clapping, and that part of that.
everyone's clapping.
Yes. But that part of that is, you know what I mean, that I'm playing Connect Forward and None, and it's all, but that this whole little charade, that part of me probably does maybe lean into that, and then in times where like someone's like, oh, I have some drugs and we should do them and something, where I should just say no to protect myself, part of me is like, but sure, who would I be then?
Do you think you're not enough without the chaos? Think you're not enough without the chaos?
Well, it's not that I don't think I'm enough, but I probably do have self-esteem problems, and I probably do
Not enough. That's the big problem of our generation. Is not the feeling of not enough.
Right? Do you feel that?
You often.
You have a hoodie
Right.
that says "I am Kenough."
I am enough.
But because that's the male bit in this film about gender so much, whatever,
Yes.
and the stereotypes. They put in that, and he says, I'm Kenough, and I'm real good at doing stuff. It's like his justification of how good he is. He's like, I am enough.
Can people
I'm
stop?
good at doing stuff.
Can people stop talking about Barbie as if it's anything of meaning?
No, I think there is. No, there is.
I thought it was a
I
great
didn't agree
film.
with
I
Dave.
haven't seen it, but I think this is all
Oh, well, then
nonsense.
shut up then.
Shut up! You haven't even
Jesus
seen it.
Christ.
Classic you. No,
Oh
hasn't
my
seen it, hasn't read it,
God.
has an opinion. You're such a
Hasn't
dope.
read it? Who would read Barbie?
But you haven't read anything. And they just have
I
an
read a
opinion.
great book. It was called Barbie. It
was called Barbie.
What are you talking about? Haven't read it, haven't
could've
seen it,
read this-
having an opinion. That's what podcasting is.
No, it's not. You
But we
watch
were
the
just
thing.
using it as an example of talking about how the feeling of not enough, and maybe particularly for men.
Yes, and that Greta Gerwig, or as I call her, the Queen of Cinema. Greta Gerwig and her beau Noah Baumbach, her lover, who she whistled away from his first wife, if you must know.
It's easy to make feminist films after you've destroyed someone's family.
Come on now.
There's nothing unfeminist about having an affair.
No, that's as feminist as it gets. You know
That's
what I mean?
anti-man.
Feminism
Oh, no, it
is
was the
anti-man.
man.
Feminism is parity between the genders. That's all that is.
Absolutely.
That's all.
And I'm glad someone's come on to educate him, because he's got a little fucking craw in his tooth about.
A craw
No, but
in
there's
my
now, you know the
tooth.
way words keep
Yeah.
changing what they mean. Feminism also means now does people do use it as a shorthand for I hate men or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think that's also in part because I think, like everything, the extremes are the loudest. The people on
Dolly
the
Parton
extremes of
won't call
everything.
herself a feminist.
Will
Dolly
she not?
Parton won't.
No, but she did say as well that she lives it. She's like, I live that. She's like, she doesn't tell people what to do or think. She says, love each other and be kind and all that stuff.
Be kind.
But she doesn't say like, I'm a feminist and there should be parity between genders and parity of esteem and payment for work and all that stuff. But
The whole is that
Oliver.
what working 9 to 5? Did that have anything to do with what you're saying?
yeah, well, she made that, but so there's a thing, right?
Yes.
So she made that film in the 80s or whatever it was,
It was a
95.
film now?
Yeah, it was a film.
It was film,
with
and that was the.
Lily Tomlin and Jane Fonda about what women wanted to
And
do.
what are their
They wanna kill their boss.
breastfeeding? What are their breastfeeding tendencies?
Well, Dolly Parton famously has no children.
Oh,
but enough tits to feed the world.
She could feed the masses.
isn't that? Do you think that was selfish of her to have a pair of tits like that and say, do you know what, just for me?
That could be why she's so smart, because her tit brains are so big.
her tit brains?
Well, didn't we establish earlier?
No,
that
I remember that.
the tits
Yes.
are cognizant.
The tits.
No, they're.
I don't know, but I love Dolly
I'm
Parton.
not saying they're Stephen
All I'm
Hawking.
trying to say is I love
I'm not
Dolly
saying
Parton.
they're Stephen Hawkins,
No,
but
no,
they
no,
have.
no, no, no.
They're not without.
But
Her
anyway,
tits haven't been
they
to the
had a
island.
reunion then where
Okay.
they presented at the Oscars or Golden Globes or something.
Yes.
And they said that Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin were like, basically did a veiled fuck Trump thing. And they were like, we made that film about a man who was treated us, they said a line from the film, and we're not going to live under any man. And Dolly Parton did not partake in that part because she wants to be for everybody, even if thing. And her answer
Republicans buy shoes.
Huh?
That's Michael Jordan's thing. Even Republicans buy shoes.
was, yeah, that's true. That's true. She wants to be for everybody.
And
she achieves that.
well,
And no
she-
matter your political leanings, if you are being inspired to be kind and nice to everybody, that would probably make the world a better place.
right?
That's what she does. And that's
Yeah.
how she lives her life. That's how she does.
She famously, you can't have a rainbow without the rain.
Did she say that?
So
That
Dolly
doesn't
Parton.
feel relevant
She has
to what
lots
we were
of great
talking
things
about.
she says.
But it's not relevant. It's a great thing this queen said.
That's true.
Sorry.
That's absolutely true. I couldn't
Oops.
I could maybe name 2 Dolly Parton songs and then I would be stuck.
There's a podcast called Dolly Parton's America.
Okay, that you host.
No, it's one of those American. I'm Jad up and mad. You know those.
No, he hosts the big,
We're back on the American life.
he hosts the big pedo podcast. The Young Boys Are Hot podcast.
Of all we've discussed, your favorite thing is that when you search my podcast, you get paedophile warnings.
Well, yeah, you shouldn't have called the Young Boys Are Hot.
We called it Young Hot Guys after a joke that went on for a really long time. So we had
a
this
joke
joke.
about them as a comedy troupe.
You can't be walking around saying Young Boys Are Hot. That's crazy.
We didn't say young boys were hot.
They're calling themselves hot young guys. Ironically, it's funny.
But it's young hot guys.
Tony got his ear pierced, and then he was like, "Who do I think I am? I feel like I'm like Killian Sunderman and Shane Byrne, like young hot guys." Which it's not like we're even. Well, Killian's pretty hot.
Killian's
He's
hot.
a handsome
It's kind of
devil
annoying.
now.
You're
kind
very
of annoying.
attractive, man.
Right.
Like
Right,
I feel
right.
a lot of people have crushes on Shane Daniel Byrne.
They don't. I don't
think they do.
think. I don't think I'm anybody's comedy crush.
Michael is constantly telling other people that people have crushes on them, even though Mike is the biggest fucking sex symbol in Irish comedy these days.
I don't think that's true. But there is something.
I feel like you'd have a good time with Mike sexually. I do feel.
Thank you very much.
There's
Shane.
a roughness.
Well,
There'd be a certain a devil
an
may
eagerness
care
to
attitude.
please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm such a people pleaser. That's
that's
my
such a
problem. That's my
people pleaser
problem.
bad.
I'm such. And I always put myself on the back burner.
Yeah. It's just Mike never comes, but everyone else.
That's
does.
just because the SSRIs.
Yeah, they do make it hard.
Are you coming again now?
I'm coming again now. and
great.
But it's already just a nightmare because once I was on the SSRIs, I forgot I was on them and I just started to think I was good at sex, and I was just like,
Just lasting
it's actually
ages.
Pretty easy.
Why can't both be true?
Huh?
Why can't both be true?
Ask the universe. I don't know why, but now it's back.
I'm looking out this nice window to see the universe.
Yeah.
Not much great.
It's not bad, is it? God's old painting. God's old bloody canvas out there.
We're all but players. We're all but players.
But now the thing is, I'm just back. It's I'm getting back into a stage where it's just I'm really, and it's obviously a worn out trope, but I am having to come up with all sorts of fucking horrors in my head now, not to come early, and it's getting to a stage that the things that I'm thinking in my head are just
Is this a thing in the...
dark and
He's
evil.
cutting you off.
You have to.
Yeah. I
You
didn't
have
know.
to.
I didn't know where it was going to go either. It was
Yeah.
like, oh,
But it just keeps
the
going if
things
you don't just
think
jump
of.
in.
Let me tell you the things that go through my mind. Okay.
Okay.
But see, when it's
Sorry.
two fellas, do you think there's as much of a concern about lasting a certain amount of time?
I think everyone thinks that every time two men have sex that they do bum sex.
Right.
And
Which
that's-
isn't true.
That's not true.
Some gay men don't do bum sex at all.
That's true too, yeah.
I knew that. My little brother's gay, and so I'm well aware.
There's a new thing now, they call themselves a side.
A side.
Rather
No.
than a top or a bottom?
Neither top nor bottom.
Someone who kind of watches from the side.
No, they
Oh.
participate actively, but they are neither top nor bottom. They don't want to do that.
Okay, so it's just handies and suckies.
Yeah, but that sounds...
Or maybe a bit of tickling.
Well, that's a given. Yeah. That's a given. Straight in with the tickling. We'll see about what else after. No, I think that's a new thing. Not a new thing. It's a new thing. The name is new, but I think the misconceptions from the outside of gay same-sex men is that there's like always just fucking up the ass at all times.
Yeah.
But it's not true.
And we were discussing recently, maybe last week's podcast or the week before, about whether incest should be allowed with gay fellas.
I would think no.
But why not?
But so let's just say.
Well, do you want to have? Should incest be allowed if she's on the pill?
Probably.
Like, what are you talking about?
But this is it. What I will say is that I don't think I'm.
Why are you asking me to? Why are you asking me to counter your argument that brothers should ride each other?
Not brothers.
Don't be
But
silly.
like, you know,
Brothers.
brothers.
Like, ah.
Do you know what I mean?
No, you shouldn't have sex with your family, Vittorio.
No. But what I'm saying is this, right?
This is now. Look what you're doing. A lot of UK people, English people, listen to this, and there's 3 Irish men going, "Well, maybe you can ride your cousin. Maybe there's an element, you know. Could the gays? Can someone ride their cousin? Could the gays even? You know, is there no one at all? Is there not a sinner at all? And God's green earth that'll ride their cousin? For fuck's sake!"
Oh God!
Ireland is a contemporary, modern, standing among the nations of the world.
Live art.
Absolutely, it's an urban utopia, Dublin.
No, it's a bit. You know what people love saying now? Dystopia. They love it. Ooh, God, it was so dystopian. It was like about fucking. We had to go queue for Aldi. They'd one till open. It was so dystopian. I was like, oh my God, it was like literally so dystopian.
Yeah, there was no pickles at Centra. It was fucking dystopian.
It's
like an
because of the
episode
COVID.
of Black Mirror.
Yeah, Black Mirror. It's like Black Mirror. It's like, sometimes the things like, that is like Black Mirror because that's what Black Mirror was about. Yeah. It's like, God, it's like Black Mirror. It's like, yeah,
Charlie Brooker gets ideas from the real world. What the fuck are you talking about?
It's a highly concept, but it's like that's about the real what's happening. It's like, got all the phones, everyone watching. It was like Black Mirror. It's like, yes, Black Mirror means phone. Like that's what it's about.
It's a new Orwellian, isn't it?
Oh, see the COVID brought in. Oh, it's positively Orwellian. This is Orwellian levels of control. It was like, do you want to get a fucking disease and die or not? What do you want? Go home. Go home. Get in the house. Like we learned then after it was like, you can be outside and all, you can kind of, you know, you can do things, but it was like at the start it was like, I'm not going. I'll tell you what. I was like, what? Shut the fuck up.
I was straight
this
back
is
in the
Orwellian.
house.
This is Orwellian. That's the topic.
And a lot of these people are saying that I don't believe I've even read the works of George Orwell.
No, I certainly have not. But I did see a Singaporean drama group of a play of Animal Farm.
Did you?
Yeah.
He's halfway through Charlotte's Web.
I did. Really?
He thinks the only thing I've read is Charlotte's Web and the only thing I've seen is Finding Nemo.
And do you read and see things? I'm trying to read. It's hard.
I'm a very cultured man. I'm reading Rick Rubin's book at the minute.
Oh, I have that on my list. That Jerry Staunton, comedian, told me to get that.
It's all right.
Is it good? Because he said, I was talking about that, I'm like, I don't know what to do. I've no new jokes and I'm going to fall apart and everyone's going to say, you fucking
It'd be good for that.
fan. He said it is. Yeah.
No, it's good. It's quite vague and shamanic in a way that's like, I'd like a bit more concrete as in.
I'm about 3/4 of the way through and I think I get it. I think I probably got it about halfway through. I think it probably needed an editor. Which is kind of what the book is against. He's like, don't take any feedback from anyone. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm getting this vibe from the slightly too verbose book.
Yeah, but you just absorb it. Is that the idea?
Yeah, there's just a lot. Like, I couldn't tell you any of the tips, but it's just quite encouraging in you being very open to creativity coming in and like allowing yourself to take yourself slightly more like those cunts that we were making fun of earlier, the kind of live art cunts.
So like
I would like I don't want to be as far down as that, but I would love, I think.
But you need a bit of that. I think stand-up suffers from people not allowing it themselves to treat it like an art or take it seriously in any way.
No, I take it seriously, but I still am afraid of it all the time.
Yeah.
You're afraid of stand-up?
Gigs.
He brings his own carpet and he lays his heart's carpet.
It's a little rug.
He lays his heart's carpet on the floor.
It's a little rug.
And then talks about how he thinks racism's bad. And people can't believe it.
Yeah.
They can't believe he said it. Someone's finally said it.
He's really backed me into a corner with this accusation because it's hard for me to push back and say, no, I don't say racism is bad in the show.
Yeah, you'd be somewhere in the middle. You're more of a centrist when it comes to that.
Yeah,
a little.
I think some of them can fuck off.
Yeah, but he said to me after he saw my show in Edinburgh, and he said, "Back yourself." And I told you this before. He said it.
Vittorio said to you.
Vittorio said to me,
yourself.
and he said it with this. He had like a angry face on.
Yeah, he was disgusted.
And
with your lack of self-esteem.
Yeah, it was, and I was embarrassed. I was like, it was quite profound. I was like, okay, right, and I was like, yeah, okay, I do have to do that. And back yourself is obviously. It's very well trodden territory of a thing to say to people now,
but it was
and it's been enveloped in part of like people who like go running and think like
manosphere,
all that stuff is like back back yourself. It's like, well, sometimes you're not going to be a crypto king, so you can't don't back yourself too firmly on that one because you don't really know about that, about maths or whatever. But I did find it quite profound.
Did that come across bad? I just remember thinking that the show was great, but it felt like you didn't believe in the show.
I was shitting myself, absolutely shitting myself. So, and I was like, what am I doing over here? I was like, I shouldn't have done this. I was like, what am I doing? And like, I had like comedian mates, but they came later. So like, I didn't really have any pals immediately. I didn't live with comedians, which I really regret and I'm sad about.
You were living with
this guy,
a couple of plumbers.
No, it was a couple, and then they broke up during it. And then, yeah, I know, pretty cool.
The couple you stayed with during the Edinburgh Fringe broke up while you were staying with them.
Yeah. But
and
it was okay.
Were you a catalyst for that in a way? Were you kind of? Was there little whispers at night? You were.
No, she wasn't there when I got there, and then she came back, and then everything was fine. And then, no, he was really nice. He was like actually full of contradictions because he was like this. He used to play for rugby for Scotland professionally, I think.
What's his name?
He plays. It doesn't matter what his name is, but he plays lesser things. Do you think I was my first rodeo, Vittorio? Please. But then he'd like text me, and he was like, "Hey mate, I made you a cheesecake and stuff like this." Yeah.
He says to you,
and his rugby kit would be drying on the radiator, and he's texting me saying, "I made you a cheesecake."
And he made you a flan.
Not a flan.
No,
not
a cheesecake.
Are they not of the same ilk?
No.
A cheesecake and a flan.
From different parts of the world altogether.
Would they be different? They'd be different kettle of fishes altogether.
Yes.
Okay. My apologies.
No, that's okay.
Okay. Please go on. I'm sorry.
And then he would do that, but it was nice. Anyway, I just found the whole thing scary. But then this is hard. I do think that is. I do wonder: is there an Irish problem of Ireland still has this inferiority complex, and it is a post-colonial thing, even though everyone says it all the time for everything now as well.
So I feel like, and Vittorio, and I think this is why Vittorio would have been upsetting people earlier on, is because the confidence. And you would say now, inside yourself, deep inside, there's a scared little child playing percussive instruments, but on the outside, Vittorio was very confident and like just getting stuff done. He's like,
you are. You post things. He's like, book tickets to my show. See me in Plymouth or whatever it is you're doing.
That's like calling a billboard confident.
I don't know. I find it even hard to post about my own tour, which is like
it's just
currently happening. I'm like, I'm going, and I know, but I feel like, sorry now. I do apologize. I feel like I'm just going. So if anyone wouldn't mind coming along, it'd be great to have you there. And I'm doing that. I know you already like me in some way because you followed me on the internet. But if you wouldn't mind coming to the show, that'd be really helpful. Thanks so much. I'm sorry about that. Now I do feel a bit like that. I need to shake that off.
Don't. There's no stress at all, and don't worry about that now. If you want to stay at home, stay at home.
Yeah, and if you want to
be sick, don't come out at all because it's
I'll
get other people sick.
I'll cover the ticket. Look, that's not the hell of it.
Just you get the taxi. I'll get the tickets.
I'll get you
a couple drinks.
How many tickets? Four. Okay, 4. I'll buy 4 tickets for you. But I don't know. I want some of that. I don't know. Is it a gay thing? I don't know. I need some of that.
I would say quite. I don't. It doesn't feel like it's a gay thing because there's quite a lot of gay comedians who are very, look at me, this was great, have a good,
that's
come to the
true
show.
Too. I don't have that drag energy. I'd love a bit of that.
And would you think now, but that'd be a case of like, you'd have to dress the part and just really go for it if you wanted that. To like become an alter ego of yourself.
What would you do?
I like being Daniel Byrne, but Byrne spelled B-U-R-N.
No, I like being...
Oh, that would be good. You do like a roast show. I went to see a drag show in Edinburgh last year. Mm-hmm. Oh no, 2 years ago, and I was not impressed. Bianca Del Rio, I think that's who it was. She's supposed to be like the Dawn Rickles in a dress. Yeah, shite.
Was it shite?
Yeah, I was really disappointed. We were really excited, myself and my partner.
I saw lots of people really like it.
Yeah, people who haven't seen the comedians that she stole all the jokes
No,
from.
I saw other comedians and everything saying, solid jokes. Yeah.
So now you look like a bigot, don't you?
No, I like Bianca Del Rio. Bianca Del Rio.
I was disappointed.
Too,
I was looking forward to it, and it wasn't good.
And
in my
also,
opinion.
Bianca Del Rio's kind of story on Drag Race was that she was Don Rickles and like ribbing everyone and insulting everyone, but then actually Heart of Gold. So I thought you might connect with that.
Yeah.
Am I ripping and ribbing and then Heart of Gold? I'm worried that I came across bad when I told you to back yourself.
No, I liked it. I felt like you respected me and liked me enough to be like, you need to stop doing this. You're going to fuck it up. That's what I felt like you were saying. And if you weren't nice, you would have just let me fuck it up.
What's this now?
I'm just looking at you.
Don't be worried about it. It was good. I liked it.
It's so interesting. It's so interesting that it like comes across as like all this fucking buy tickets to the show kind of overly confident thing. I mean, I think I just framed it in my mind as like, it's like it's just a billboard. Like that's
Yeah,
all social
that's true.
media is. It's
And
just a
listen,
big.
I'm not mad
it's
at
a big
you.
fucking
I'm
poster.
not mad at you.
The proof's
or
in the
stuff.
pudding, and the pudding's on the floor, but
And would a pudding be a flan? Would that be the same thing as a flan?
it's hard to know with all this bloody bacon. They're all, I'm this yolk. Sure, aren't you all a bit of sweet?
That's true. It's all
It's all
dessert.
a bit of
It's
sweet.
only dessert. Yeah, treat can
it's
be
all
as art,
dessert
but it's
at
not
the
the
end of
main
the day.
course, is it?
No, but what I'm saying about Vittorio was saying, there's nothing wrong with what Vittorio was doing. He's doing the right thing. That's work.
Yes,
that
yes,
works.
yes.
And
I envy it.
But it's an
Yes.
Irish thing of should you not be hate yourself there now a bit? Should you not be saying how shite you are? Wouldn't that be more in line? Because that's what we're all doing.
I feel a
And
bit embarrassed of the claps even.
After what?
Applause.
When people are clapping at you.
At the end, I feel like, all right, see you later, bye.
I've
Yeah,
only just on
I
this
feel-
tour started like taking a bow. So few comedians like take a bow. I think
You've been bowing.
it's quite a nice thing to do
I
for an
did in
audience.
Baker Street. I went back out. Yeah.
Is that not an age? Is that not quite like an Asian cultural appropriation thing though? The bow.
Well, it's a huge thing. Have you ever seen a Russian ballet? There's bowing for you. It
So
goes on, could go on for 10 minutes.
They won't stop.
They go out and they leave, or the lights go out, whatever way the show ends, and then they'll come back on and they'll get into various formations, and then they'll bow there, and then they'll maybe the lights will go down, or maybe they won't, but they'll all move around, and they'll be in a new formation, and they'll bow again.
Yes.
They do. It can go on for quite a
And
long
do you
time.
think they overdo it, the Russians? And not just in this, but also in that whatever's going on in Ukraine.
Someone has to. Wait, which one are you asking?
Do they
The
bow,
ballet or the-
do they
or the
bow too much?
invasion?
And also, have they been
Is it
wrong in
not
Ukraine?
And the Russians, do they bow too much? What do you think about all of
Is it not kind of one and the same thing? They're over bowing, they're over, they're doing other stuff that's a bit too
Overstepping the
much.
mark generally.
Yes.
Maniacal. Well, Putin is maniacal.
He is.
So that's what that is. I think that's what that is. And then I think the bowing, someone has to push it. Someone has to do that. Someone has to be the first to go, right, let's really fucking milk this bow.
Yeah.
Right, someone has to be the thing. So if it's the Russians, but I mean, the ballet is impeccable.
Yeah.
So
I think the thing is with a show, if you're going to bow, and I think you do have a very strong ending to your show. See, I don't have a great strong ending to my new show yet, and you can't bow after just kind of petering out and being like, that's me now. You have to have a big crescendo of, like, you end with that whole thing about bullying is bad, and people are like, what? And then you do the
I
bow.
end quiet as well.
Huh?
I end quiet.
You end, you like to...
Just
The show
like,
ends
it's like,
quietly.
the end of a song where it just fades out. Shane just gradually just.
I have to do it ends quiet, and then I have to go, folks, thank you so much. End the show.
That's what I've been having to do with the shows. I don't have a good ending, so it ends on a decent laugh, but it's not big enough to be like, ta-da! So it's a decent laugh, and then I
Where
have
in
to
the
go,
middle of the laugh you go, thanks, see you later, bye bye
Then I
bye.
just
Yeah,
go,
but keep them guessing. I think that's nice. I don't think this thing of you must end on a big crescendo. It's like,
So it's
that's
almost like-
or some glorious callback. I mean, that is great when that happens too.
but it's a bit indulgent.
I think both are fine.
Don't
I
be having a go at
I
callbacks
think both
now.
are fine.
I love a callback now when I can get. I'm really trying to crowbar one in at the minute. Just fucking stuff one in there, just to have it at the end and be like, that all was coherent, wasn't it? That was all one story.
A much more satisfying callback is a callback to something that you've done off the cuff 40 minutes before.
Yes, absolutely.
That's a much sexier.
Yeah.
Now, that would be hard on stage. I would be free the boner on that one, because that is
That's
just
how I end the
so-
show.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, folks. Free the boner. See you
Great.
later. That's it.
Well,
And I get them all to go
Free
like
the
that.
bowler.
I get them all to go like that.
Because it's about bowling.
Yeah, that's
That was very good. That was nice. We'll
good.
flip that now, and that'll get 2,000.
By the way, we've done over an hour.
Well, we have
we?
not.
Yeah, we've done.
I know.
We've done about an hour and 8 minutes.
Go away.
Yeah.
Come on
So
now.
we better-
I don't
It's
want
to
you
finish.
to go now.
I know,
And
I'm enjoying
Shane-
it now. This is
Shane
what always
has-
happens. You get into the swing of it, then you start enjoying yourself.
Yeah.
And then it's like, get out.
And you have to go. You can't even stay for the Patreon.
What time is it now?
It's so sad. It's 1:45. So
Oh,
you-
is it? Okay,
you
yeah, I
can't
do
stay for
forget.
another
Where are
hour.
you going now? Where are you going off to?
I'm going to the doctor.
He's a business
What's
meeting.
it- Is it bunions?
You sure?
Is he have a couple of bunions?
That's enough.
Right, lads.
But wait, go listen to Shane's podcast. Boys
Oh,
are
yeah.
hot.
Young hot guys. Or follow me on Instagram. Tagged him wherever you've seen this.
Yeah, 100%. And Mike's on tour.
Mike's on tour. MikeRiceComedy.com. go see. By the time this comes out, I'll be dead. But come see me on tour, myguyscomedy.com, and coming somewhere close to you. Get the tickets now. I need it.
Does anyone in Australia listen to this?
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to be in Melbourne and Sydney. So check me out in the Melbourne Comedy Festival and Sydney Comedy Festival.
Class.
From the 9th to 21st in Melbourne and the 24th and 26th
Class
in
and great
Sydney.
and wonderful. I am hoping that my European dates will be on sale by then. So that'll be Amsterdam, Rotterdam,
I don't give a
Berlin,
damn.
maybe.
Couldn't help it. Sorry. Do your plug. Sorry.
I like that.
Sorry.
Zurich and I can't remember where the fuck. Barcelona. So those will all be on my website, and I'm organising it all myself. So if it's poorly done on the admin side of things, I apologise. But hopefully you can make it. And that's it. Sign up to the Patreon, patreon.com
We're gonna be talking more.
parenting, and we'll have some more fucking chats with the lads.
Nice.
Thank you, Shane.
See you there.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.